Hello one and all, this is Luckless Lovelocks, and welcome to the Senpai. This is a very, very small game that I found out about through the Idle Thumbs podcast, which I really enjoy listening to, that you guys should check out. It's made by a couple of people called, I guess they call themselves Pentagram, and you can actually play this yourself if you want to, totally free, on pentagram.com. That's PNTGRM.com, so it's pentagram without any vowels. It's a Seinfeld visual novel. So it's done like in anime style presentation with Seinfeld characters. I really don't know what to expect. I love Seinfeld. I'm just gonna dig right into it. Jerry's apartment. George sits plaintively on the couch, watching television. A report is on about a recent fatal accident. Terrible. What a way to go. Hope that never happens to me. God, this is awesome. Jerry's in the kitchen investigating a carton of milk. Oh, I see. I can, wait, do I use the, oh, it's all keyboard. Okay. So I can say what or riff on milk? Let's riff on the milk. Why did they put the sell-by date on here? Why do I need to know when the milk can't be sold anymore? All I want to know is when I'm not supposed to drink it. I love it because I'm reading it and the laugh track comes in before I'm done reading it. Oh God. And then you have to wait for the laugh track to end to continue, I guess. Man got crushed, Jerry. Mashed. Worst way to die. I'm not going to try to do the voices, guys, because I'm not going to do it justice. Maybe he deserved it. What was this guy doing that he got crushed? Maybe he should have been crushed. Is that funny? Just think about it, Jerry. Crushed to death. George pauses for a moment as he looks contemplatively at Jerry. If you had to get crushed, what would you get crushed by? Oh, that's a tough one. My fans, I don't like that. Giant robot, I think. Probably some kind of giant robot. That'd be interesting, at least. I think I'd choose a ton of food. A mountain of pies, you know? An avalanche of pudding. That kind of thing. Sounds nice. This is between you and me. An uncomfortable silence looms over Jerry's apartment as George and Jerry consider being crushed. Anyway, so I'm having kind of a problem at school. So it's like these guys are going to like a high school together or something. So it's like there's like a dating sim aspect to this game, I think. Oh, we gotta deride George. George, having a problem at school? Well, now I've heard it all. Well, it's not school so much as it is somewhat at school. It's my senpai, Jerry. Senpai? What do you mean, senpai? You know, Jerry. My senpai. My superior. He won't notice me, Jerry. This would kind of deride George again, of course. Is he seeing you? I've tried everything, Jerry. I tried getting better grades. I've been going to cleaning duty. I don't even fall asleep in class anymore. Nothing. He won't even look at me. If I don't get Senpai's approval, I'm through at this school, Jerry. Through. What do you do when Senpai won't notice you, Jerry? I think we should give some advice to George. First step is to stop caring whether or not Senpai notices you. In my experience, senpais can't resist an aloof kohai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly, guys. I apologize. I'm not an anime expert. Kramer suddenly bursts through Jerry's door. Whoa, something happened? What's going on, fellas? The applause is awesome. Tochi dog. Has no one taught you how to knock yet? Laugh track. Senpai won't notice me, Kramer. Matter how hard I try, it's maddening. Maddening! Senpais, huh? Oh boy. Don't get me started on senpais. So hey, listen, I found this old abandoned warehouse downtown, and I've been digging through all sorts of crazy stuff. You guys should come by sometime. You never know what you might find. You're right. It's like, it's all that Jerry does is deride or pretend to care. It's deride Kramer. Maybe we can find you a job. You don't know what you're missing out on. There's some amazing junk in there. Where's Elaine? I want to get her in on this. She got a note in her shoe locker this morning from Suzuki-san. Oh, the old locker note. Spicy. Hey, remember Suzuki-san, Jerry? Oh, we get to decide. Gotta be small fingers guy. Suzuki? You mean small fingers Suzuki? Small fingers? Oh yeah. Toshio, love that guy. He and Elaine are neighbors from way back. Small fingers though. Huh? Now that I think about it, he does have small fingers. You know, I never realized that. Oh yeah, tiny. Can't bowl, can't palm a basketball, nothing. Small fingers. Well, I think he's gonna confess to Elaine. Confess. I'm not riffing on that. Confess? What do you mean, gonna confess? Oh, we're off to Elaine now. Behind the school. Elaine is standing alone in a clearing behind the school. She's tapping her foot impatiently and looking at her watch. What did Toshio ask me out here for? I'm gonna miss spin class. He thinks I'm gonna wait around for him all day. He's got another thing coming. Toshio meekly approaches Elaine from behind a tree. Oh, guys! I did not expect that. I thought it was gonna be regular people. It's an anime dude. Sorry I'm late, Elaine. Well, you ought to be. I've been waiting around for almost 10 minutes. You know I have spin class, Toshio. You've been acting real funny lately, Toshio. Elaine, I have something I have to tell you. Ugh. Oh, brother. I like you, Elaine. I want to be more than just childhood friends. I even went here instead of Metropolitan Academy so that we could be together. Take umbrage. What does that even mean? I don't know what it means, so I'm gonna do it. What are you trying to say about this school, Toshio? Do you think you're too good for this school? Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Are you saying that you don't like me back? Even after all these years as my childhood friend? Dejected, Toshio buries his face in his hands. Why don't you want to go out with me? I thought we were destined for each other. Small fingers. You got small fingers, Toshio. It doesn't do it for me. Totally honest. That's like totally what Elaine would how he would react to that. How she would react to it. Oh, I love the Seinfeld kind of beats thrown into the anime style music. Small. You know, Elaine, somehow I knew this would happen. I knew you were Sundir. I know I'm not pronouncing that properly. Toshio storms off in a huff. Tears stream out of his eyes. Oh, tears stream out of his eyes. Clearly can't read. Sundir? Sundir? This is fucking great. Class 2A. It's lunchtime. George and Jerry sit in opposing desks, eating lunch together. I can't believe this. My mom packed me tuna fish again. I asked her not to pack me tuna fish. What do you got? Your mom. I don't think... Jerry wouldn't say your mom. Kuhai made it for me. Who's Kuhai? Oh, Kuhai made me a bento. She makes me one every day. Let me get this straight. You've got a Kuhai making you a bento every day? Yep. No strings attached. Not to my knowledge. George is silently incensed. Well, that must be nice. It is nice. George and Jerry eat in silence. Senpai walks through the class to a door, speaking with another of George and Jerry's classmates. Jerry, it's Senpai. Now's my chance. I'll get that Senpai's attention. Bemusement. This ought to be good. Yeah, that's perfect. George carefully approaches Senpai. Hey, hey, Senpai. Senpai does not turn to look at George. Of course. Did you, happen to see my midterm grade, Senpai? Your score was way up there, huh? Wow. Quite a feat. Real impressive. George looks in panic to Jerry, who shrugs. Yep, real good score. Very, studious. George gives up and returns, defeated. Seems like Senpai didn't notice you. Awesome. Abandoned warehouse. Kramer and Newman fumble through the darkened warehouse. It's pitch black inside, and Newman is shaking in fear. You fool, Kramer! You told me there'd be great stuff in here! Just be patient, Newman. I'm sure once we find the lights, we'll be up to our elbows in treasure. Kramer and Newman forge ahead through the darkness. Distant, indistinct sounds echo through the room. Oh! What was that? Let's turn back, Kramer. Don't be a coward, Newman. Are you really gonna turn your back on all of this? Kramer gestures to the dark emptiness. Yes! I'm out of here! My heart just can't take anymore. Newman scurries away, shivering and afraid. Fine then, run. All the more riches for me. Just gotta find a light switch. Kramer gropes in the darkness, palms something that feels vaguely like a breaker. Bingo, baby. The light switch flips with an almost deafening boom. The room is illuminated. No! Sorry. Giddy up. That's it. Monk's Cafe. Jerry and Elaine sit across from each other at Monk's Cafe. Elaine is visibly dismayed. He called you Sundir? Sundir. And I don't know what that even means. But it offended you. It's offensive. What does it mean anyway? Let's try to explain it. I don't even know what it means. You know, it's like you like someone, but you show it by acting like you hate them. Okay. Elaine chews this information over. So, Toshio thinks I like him because I act like I don't like him? Exactly! How does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not Sundir. Huh? George rushes through the front door, the cafe, visibly upset. Hey, George. Hey, guys. There's a pause. George stands by the table, clearly distracted. Something wrong? It's nothing. George sits. George is upset about his senpai, Elaine. Oh, senpai, huh? You know, I stopped worrying about that senpai stuff a long time ago. I mean, senpais, kuais, who cares? George's smile barely conceals his smoldering rage. I guess you're right, Elaine. Who cares? Exactly. What's going on with you anyway? I hear you're Sundeer now? Who told you that? I knew this would happen. Toshio's telling everyone at school that I'm Sundeer. You know, Elaine. Yeah? I don't really worry about that stuff anymore. I mean, Sundeer, Yandeer, who cares, right? Kramer bursts through the cafe doors. He's covered in grease, wild-eyed and ecstatic. George, Elaine, and Jerry look at him silently for a moment. Oh, we gotta chide him. Or do we ignore him? Let's chide him. So, what did you discover in that warehouse, Kramer? Big old can of oil? No, Jerry, even better. I scored big time down at the warehouse. Elaine looks to Jerry for explanation. Kramer lives at a warehouse now. Kramer flops into his seat at the table, dirtying the cushion with his grimy jumpsuit. Elaine recoils, disgusted. So there I was. Jerry rolls his eyes. Exploring the darkened warehouse, fearing nothing, mystery at every turn. When all of a sudden, I had a feeling. What did you find, Kramer? I could sense something unbelievable. It was calling my name. Kramer, Kramer. Just get to it. So I find the light switch and I turn it on. And wouldn't you know it? Kramer smacks the table loudly, distracting other cafe patrons. Giant robot. Giant robot? You bet your bottom dollar, Georgie boy. 100 feet tall. Giant robot? I'm telling you guys, this thing could really do some damage. I could level a whole city. Just as soon as I get it running again. Then, let's say we show it off at the school festival. Oh yeah, that's coming up, huh? We'll be the main attraction, the coolest kids at the school. Wait, this thing has room for 3? Yeah, 3 pilots. Riff on the multi-pilot mech. Let's see how Jerry riffs here. What's up with these mechs that use more than one pilot? I mean, you don't need 3 people to drive a car. It would be chaos. Traffic's already bad enough. Not funny. At all. I love the, like, extremely long laugh track with the applause. Calligraphy Club. Jerry is putting the finishing touches on a series of slapdash illegible kanji, my bad. Pretty good. I think I'm really getting the hang of this. Senpai approaches Jerry from behind, admiring Jerry's latest piece. Wow, Seinfeld-kun, your line work is excellent. Thanks, Senpai. You know, Seinfeld-kun, I love your jokes. Tell me one. Doesn't work that way. He's noticing us. We gotta play coy. Here we go. No. Doesn't work that way, I think. It doesn't really work that way, Senpai. Haha, you always know how to make me laugh. I've got to talk to Senpai about George. Why won't he notice George? Let's bring it up directly. Hey, so Senpai, you ever meet my friend George Costanza? I know he's your friend, but please don't talk to me about that Costanza. That guy really gets on my nerves. Oh, so you've noticed him. That's not bad. I'll tell you what I've noticed about Costanza. He's a pervert. He makes a mockery of our school's values. Belittle George. The only thing George makes a mockery of is himself. Do you remember the hot springs trip, Seinfeld-kun? Nice place. I really enjoyed myself. Well, it disgusts me to even think about it, but when we were at the hot springs, I caught Costanza peeping into the girls' bath. Vain shock. No, George, I think you might have the wrong guy, Senpai. Nobody else in this school resembles Costanza. You got a point. The bell rings, signaling the end of club activities. Just who does that guy think he is, anyway? I'm not sure even he knows. Love it. Behind the school again. Toshio stands alone in the clearing behind the school. He waits, smirking, with his arms folded across his chest. Elaine strides seriously toward Toshio, with her fists clenched. Toshio, it's your lucky day. I'm inviting you to go to the school festival with me. Oh, hey, Benez-chan. It took me a second to figure out how to pronounce it. That's her last name, right? Elaine Bennis? Bennis-chan? I didn't expect that the note in my shoe locker was from you. Although, I can't say I'm surprised. Idiot Toshio. Toshio, you idiot! I'm doing you a real favor here. You should be thrilled to go with me. Toshio grins smugly. Well, I suppose I have no choice then. Yep. And hey, now we can put this whole Sundeer thing to rest, huh? That's all that she cares about is not being called a Sundeer. Oh yeah, of course. You're not Sundeer. You're not Sundeer at all. Exactly. I mean, it's not like I like you or anything. It's so Seinfeld, it's great. Jerry's apartment. George and Jerry relax at Jerry's apartment. Jerry stands in the kitchen, picking up and putting down different boxes. George sits in a chair, reading a paper. He looks up to speak to Jerry. Excited for the festival? Fun festival. What's the deal with the school festival? I have to spend most of my life at school already. Now I have to spend my free time there too? When does it end? I can't do the Jerry. I can't do the Seinfeld. Oh, hey, you're in the same culture club as Senpai, right? Did he talk to you? Has he said anything about me? Respond coyly. Respond emphatically. Let's go coyly. Oh, yeah, I talked to Senpai. You did? What did he say, Jerry? George, let me ask you a question. A question? What is it? What do you think about people who peep? Peepers. Peepers. Horror flashes across George's face. He quickly regroups and feigns indignation. Peepers. Disgusting. The trash of society. Perverts. No act is more foul, Jerry. If I ever met a peeper, oh boy. You'd want to keep me away from him, Jerry. I see. George relaxes, seeming relieved. Kramer suddenly bursts through the door, still oil covered. Hey, there he is. I did it. How's it going, Kramer? Jerry, I did it. I got that bad boy running again. Bad boy? Got what bad boy running again? The mech, the giant robot. I got that engine purring like a kitten. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So, let's go, guys. Let's take her for a spin. I say we take her down to the school festival. Shred our stuff. I'll go, but I want to drive. I want to control the legs. George, you got it, buddy. You get to drive the legs. Pressure, George? Nah, we gotta mock him. The legs? You're a legs man now? Think of it, Jerry. Senpai sees me in that mech. He'll have to notice me then. So we're in the mech. Inside the robot. George, Jerry, and Kramer are all in pilot seats, with George controlling the legs of the giant robot. George, you gotta ease up. It's a delicate touch. Will you be quiet? How am I supposed to control this if you keep backseat piloting me? I'm just saying, if you're too rough with her, you're gonna get burned. Burned. Ha! Wait till Senpai sees me controlling a giant robot. See him not notice me then. George, you're already too hard to ignore. George momentarily loses control of the robot and scrambles to regain composure. Elaine stands with Toshio at the periphery of the school festival. Where do you want to go first, Benes-chan? Elaine stops as she hears the robot approaching from afar. She peers into the distance. Shh, Toshio, be quiet. Giant robot? Is that Elaine? I thought she didn't like Toshio. Doesn't. She doesn't. So why is she at the festival with him? To prove she doesn't. That doesn't make any sense. Eh? We'll be there any minute. Oh. George returns to his control station, frantically grasping levers and pushing buttons. You're piloting like a maniac, George! I know what I'm doing, Kramer. I've heard that one before. George haphazardly wrenches a lever out of the control panel. What was that? Nothing. Everything's fine. Doing great, George. Senpai appears on the robot's view screen, entering the school festival. I wonder if Seinfeld-kun is around. I'd love to hear him riff on school festivals. What did you just say? George turns to Jerry with an accusatory look on his face. Okay, Jerry, illuminate me. Why did Senpai notice you? I thought you were on my side. Never felt so wronged. The shame, the utter shame, Jerry. Riff on school festival. Shouldn't have been. Well, George, maybe you shouldn't have been a peeper. George is shocked. He slumps in his seat, defeated. Who told you? Who saw me? Jerry doesn't speak. His face says it all. Senpai? George, we're headed right toward your senpai. We've got to change course. George wrestles with the controls in futility. The robot will not budge. He's got to move. Senpai's got to get out of the way. George pulls the bullhorn out of the control panel. Senpai, it's me, your friend George. You've got to move out of the way. Costanza, never listen to that fool. He's not moving an inch. It's like he doesn't even notice you, George. Senpai, please! You have to move! Jerry covers George's eyes with his hand. Ask George to join the community club? What? I get... No, he'll never notice you. Looks like Senpai will never notice you now, George. Jerry, George, and Kramer wince in anticipation. Ah! That's it! That's the whole thing. That's awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little presentation of mine, the Senpai. And it just, as soon as the game is over, it simply closes. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Luckless Lovelocks signing off on the Senpai. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section. And I love you all.